Hey everyone, today I want you to do the worksheet form to form that Mr. Brooks will give you. I need you to watch this entire video. You can pause it, go back and look at it, whatever you need to do, and then you can work on graphing. So I need 1 through 24, the worksheet that I gave you yesterday, I need that completed as well. So you should have plenty to do today between the worksheet I gave you yesterday and today's worksheet. Okay, if you do get done early, work on homework from another class. All right. So the first one is going to be standard to intercept form. I don't know if that's the first section on the worksheet, but that's definitely a section. So standard to intercept form. So remember, intercept form was what I showed you yesterday when we graphed. So if I gave you something like this as a function, I would set each piece equal to 0. I would solve. And then the intercepts would be at -5 and at 4. And the axis of symmetry would be in between there. So right here. And then the parabola would go through that. So that's intercept form. So what I'm going to do is go from this form to that form. How do you do that? You factor. So what we learned last chapter is factoring. So that's what you're going to do today. So all you have to do is write f of x again. Now how would I get this x squared? Well, first thing you do is check for a GCF. There's no GCF here. How would I get this x squared as an x and an x? And then since this is a 1, you ask yourself what multiplies to be 6 and adds to be 5. So you get 3 and 2 in that position in both positive signs. And you're done. That's intercept form. If you look at the next one, you have 3x squared minus 14x minus 5. So you write f of x again. There are no GCFs here. So how would you get 3x squared is a 3x and a x. And then this one's not as easy as the first one because this has to multiply to be -5, but this 3 throws it off. So 1 and 5 are your only options there. And you know, since this sign is negative, these signs have to be different. So if I put 5 here and I put 1 here, let's just throw some signs up there. 3x, now you have to check it to make sure it's right. 3x times x is 3x squared, and 3x times -1 is -3x. 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times -1 is -5. If I put those together in the middle, I do not get -14. Would changing the signs help? No, because that would just change the sign of this, and it would still be a 2. Let's try something else. The only other thing that I can try is flip-flopping these numbers. So I'm going to put 5 here and 1 here. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times -5 is -15x. 1 times x is x. And 1 times -5 is -5. This becomes -14x, which is what we needed. Therefore, this is the correct answer. That's an intercept form, so I went from standard to intercept. Okay, intercept to standard form. So you're given intercept form, and then you're going to standard form. So all you have to do is distribute. So you're going to take that x through, which would be x squared, and x through the 7, is positive 7x, and then 6x, and then 42. Put those together, you would get 13x in the middle, and f of x would equal that. So that is in standard form now. So intercept to standard form is just the FOIL method. Okay. And then the last one, once again, you just distribute here. 4x to x is 4x squared. 4x to -2 is -8x. Then 5x, and then -10. Put the middle terms together, and you get f of x equals 4x squared minus 3x minus 10. So that's how you go from form to form. All right, I wasn't going to show you this at the end of this, but I've decided to. So there's some at the bottom that goes to standard to vertex. Well, the first thing we need to do is vertex to standard. Sorry about that. So vertex to standard is about like standard to intercept, or excuse me, intercept to standard. So you're going to have f of x equals, in intercept form, you'd have 3x plus 1 squared minus 2. So the first thing you need to do to get to standard form is to write this twice. So I'd have x plus 1 times x plus 1, and the 3 would stay there. Now, when I'm doing this, I ignore this 3 for just a moment, and I find this. So I would distribute here. X times x is x squared, x times 1 is x, 1 times x is x, and 1 times 1 is 1. That needs to go into a parentheses because the 3 still needs to go through that. Okay? So now since I have that, I'm going to distribute the 3x through. And now the parentheses are gone because I distributed it through. So there's that. Now put things together. So 3x squared, that would become 6x, and that would become 1. So that's going from vertex to standard form. So you write this part first, write it twice, distribute your stuff out. Take the coefficient here in front. Remember, if it's a negative, to take a negative with it, and then combine like terms. You're to the form you need. Tomorrow in class, I will show you how to go from standard to vertex. Okay, so you need to complete all the ones that say vertex to standard, intercept to standard, and standard to intercept. After you get finished with those, make sure you have all your graphs graphed. Everything is due tomorrow on the graphing. All right, email me if you have questions.